want to waste any more time. I want to give the time to Seena for him to chat with us. You're gonna cut off. Get in here. There we go. There we go. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, this is my boyfriend, this stud right here. His name is Seena. We've been together for about 6.5 years, so he's been involved with Beachbody since the beginning. I'm not going to steal his thunder. I want to just give it over to him to kind of talk to you about his, take on Beachbody. I asked for a lot of questions beforehand, so some of these he hasn't seen yet. So I'm just going to kind of throw them at him, and we'll go from there. But he's going to give his take on kind of some milestones building our business, tips for significant others, as well as tips for the coaches that have significant others. But it's still going to be applicable for those of you that are on this call that don't have a significant other, because it's still incredibly valuable to know when your coaches come to you and have any frustrations when they're just getting started with getting another person who's not actively building the business involved. In addition, he's going to give some takeaways for new coaches that are applicable regardless of if you have a significant other or not. So I will just pass it over to you.
All right. Thank you for the intro. So like you said, my name is Seena. I'm Keisha's boyfriend. We've been for 6.5 years. You may have seen me in a few selfies before on Facebook. I'm not sure if you have. So a few things about me. I attend NYU Dental, finishing up my first year, actually in the middle of the finals right now. We're both from Seattle. We moved out here in August. Seahawks fan. Used to be a wine bar server and almost 1/4 dentist. So on the way.
I wrote that. 1/4 dentist.
All right. So a few of these things I've seen and a few Keisha threw in last minute. So bear with me through some of the questions. All right. So we first wanted to go over some major milestones as far as the business between our businesses that we built. So this started back in August 2013. Keisha approached me with a shake that she said she bought that was $140. And I'm like, what is in this shake that makes it $140? This is crazy. I mean, you can definitely get cheaper bags anywhere else. But I tried it, I liked it, and Keisha liked it. So I was like, okay, that's totally fine. And then later that month, she said, I'm going to do a challenge group. And I was like, what is a challenge group? And she told me about it, and she started doing it and loving it. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then in November, she was talking about how she wanted to start running her own and told me about this coaching opportunity, which I didn't really know much about. But
tell them how I came to you about it. Like, how did I come to you about it? Because the people will relate to that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, she came to me saying she wanted to run the challenge group, but she wasn't sure because she's not in her best ideal shape, she says. And I told her that she should, because people will be inspired by her if you're on a journey, and they'll go on that journey with you.
I basically was really scared of putting myself out there because I was like, I don't look like the cover of Shape magazine. Like, people are going to think it's so weird if I do this. And he was the one that reassured me, being like, just do it. People are inspired by, someone on a journey. So I think that's important for people to know too.
So I was like, yeah, definitely. Go for it. So she started running her first challenge group in January. And we thought, Keisha was working in corporate, and this was like her fun side thing, and that was kind of what it was at that point. And, we're both good with it. She was covering her costs of coaching and having fun and enjoying her challenge groups. So then around, I think it was end of January, early February, we learned about Summit, and we were like, we should go. So we decided we would attend Summit. We bought our tickets. Had no idea what Summit was, what we were in for. We kind of just got our tickets and hotel, and we're like, all right, let's go check it out. This was probably the biggest milestone, I think, for us. We both realized that this is legitimate. Beachbody is a great company. They are headed in a great direction. The executives within the company are amazing. Carl Deichler is probably one of the best CEOs I've ever heard of. And we were just sitting at Summit, and we're like, you could do this, full time. There's thousands of coaches here that do this as their full-time job, and you're no different than any of them. You could definitely do this. So I think that was when we had our biggest mindset change, that this could be full-time instead of just this part-time fun side job that Keisha was doing. So we came back from Summit, firing out the gates in July and August. We were just doing research and building videos and figuring out what the heck Instagram was and how to like get followers, and it was craziness. So then we moved here in August in 2014, and we decided to set a date that should we quitting Google. And we at first we decided for for April 2016, but this just took off, and we were like, we don't want Google to hold you back from making this grow even faster and like taking away from your coaches and your challengers. So she quit Google in April 2015, and here we are. It's been kind of a whirlwind, but I mean, amazing to say the least.
Can you go into the March timeframe? So like January, I ran my first challenge group, and like I know that was like you thought of it as kind of like this is cool,
yeah.
And like March, even like a couple months in, we decided we were going to Summit, but before Summit, I feel like the mindset that you had about like what it was to me, like
this was definitely a side fun thing that Keisha was doing. And then, she was working her corporate job, 40, 50 hours a week, and she would do Beachbody, during lunch breaks or before work, after work. But it was great. I mean, she enjoyed it, and she was having fun with the challengers.
But you didn't really think.
I didn't think it would be this. I really had no idea. I was a little skeptical, to be honest, at first.
Yeah.
It sounds too good to be true. It sounds like it's another one of those multi-level marketing companies where a few people make it big, and they tell you you're gonna this and that. But Beachbody's not like that. They don't promise or promote overnight success. They promote hard work. It's a slow building process. You have to build relationships. It slowly grows. It's organic. It's not this get rich quick scheme to say. So, but I kind of had a bad taste from multi-level marketing. So I was kind of like a little hesitant or resistant at first, but I knew it made Keisha happy. So I wasn't, when it was at a part-time stage, I wasn't, too worried about it, if she should do this full time or not, because she was still working in corporate and this was just her side job for that time. But then at Summit, it really changed.
Okay, so these are some of the questions that I asked some of the coaches to let me know of questions that they had for you. So
perfect.
some of these you know, but some you don't. Okay, so what is difficult about being the significant other, and what's your favorite thing about being the significant other?
So what is difficult? I would probably say getting used to taking a lot of selfies and being comfortable on Facebook. It's really hard. I was never one to be very active on Facebook. I would always go on there just to like creep around, but never really post or do any like kind of interacting really. But that was the biggest thing for me. Just getting used to sharing your life. Everyday things that you wouldn't think that you would share. You take a selfie now and you share it, and you have people follow your journey. It wasn't difficult. It was just a little bit different to get used to than what I had been on Facebook. Favorite thing, I would say seeing Keisha get so excited for her challengers, for her coaches. It really does make her happy, and she truly enjoys it. And that just makes me happy to see her doing something she loves.
So yeah, people don't know this, but when I first started, Seena wasn't on Facebook because he looks a little bit funky sometimes in pictures. Like sometimes he looks like he's drunk when he's not. And he was applying to dental school. So he deactivated his Facebook when I started. So when we had 3 coaches on the team, we built a team page, and Seena wasn't even in that team page because he didn't have a Facebook. So I got a question, actually I got a question from 2 different coaches about why you think social media is important for this business.
So,
because like you could just talk to people. Why do you think that social media is a good platform for building your Beachbody business?
The biggest thing about social media being the platform is you can reach so many more people. It's network marketing. You want to, you show your life and you show what you're doing, and you can relate to others, and people will follow your journey more. And you're just able to reach a lot more people than you could face to face, going door to door, I don't know how else you do it. And Beachbody,
what about John Track?
It's just a lot easier on Facebook. And especially when Keisha tags me in photos, it reaches my whole network too. So it's like double dipping. You get so many more challengers. I can't even tell you how many times. I mean, how many challengers have you? I haven't even talked to them in years.
Probably some on the call.
And they reach out to Keisha saying, hey, I'm friends with Seena. We haven't talked in forever. I don't know you, but I'm really inspired by your journey. I want to join your challenge group. It happens all the time. I can't even tell you.
Yeah. Okay. How has your mentality changed in the past year, and what are some of the big ahas that changed it?
So, like I said earlier, at first I was, pretty skeptical or a little hesitant, but I knew it was just a part-time thing at first. But the biggest aha, like I said, was at Summit. It's a legitimate company. They truly care about their coaches. They care about taking care of the company. They don't half-ass anything. They do everything to the fullest. Like
Full asset.
They full asset. For example, they did Beachbody On Demand. They got the executive from Hulu to implement that program. Like, what other company goes out and gets the best anything in the game to bring in? I don't know any other multi-level marketing company that does that. So when they do stuff, they do it right, and you can really see that's Carl Deichler's mission, and he's all about doing things right and all about supporting his coaches as best he can.
All right. What do you think is the number one thing that makes a successful Beachbody coach?
Relationships. Talking to people. I can't even tell you, Keisha will talk to so many people, and she builds these relationships with them that not even directly talking to them, even when she posts, that people feel like they know her. Just being able to share yourself and make yourself relatable is the biggest thing. And then people will come to you and spill their whole guts to you, she says. She hears things that they haven't told anyone else. So just building your relationships, not being like a pushy salesperson, just focus on others and make them the priority, and everything will fall into place.
Truth. So what are your biggest tips for a new coach?
For a new coach, I would say get comfortable with sharing yourself on Facebook. Focus on relationships, honestly. Just, be proof of the product, do the 3 vital behaviors.
Do you know what they are?
Yes. Proof that the product works. Personal development, and invite. Right?
Yeah! Woo!
I promise you, there's no secret sauce. It's consistency. The thing about this business, it's not hard to do. It's simple things every day. There's simple things to do and simple things not to do. I'm pretty sure Keisha's probably already said that before. But really, that's all it comes down to. We don't do anything crazy. We literally just do the simple things. We post on Facebook. Keisha messages with people. Builds relationships, and then everything falls into place. There's no crazy, wild thing that we're doing that's, out of the norm.
What about a coach that's like discouraged from the get-go? Like, what would you say to them?
Definitely, you will definitely be discouraged at the beginning at some point, because when you broadcast on Facebook that you're a Beachbody coach, you might have a lot of people that are resistant or like, oh, what is this? But if you stay consistent with it, people pick up on that, and they say, oh, well, maybe I should find out more about what this is. Maybe I should reach out to her. Oh, she has challenge groups. What are these? You just have to stay consistent and keep a positive mindset, and it'll fall into place.
Oh, this is a good one. I think this might have been from.
I think I know who this is from.
How do you respond to your friends giving you crap about Keisha tagging you on Facebook so often?
Oh man, I didn't even know about this one. I don't get crap per se. I do have like a friend in school that he'll always text me after Keisha posted a food pic and be like, oh, that looked good, or like, how was your workout today? Or like, have fun running around Central Park. But nothing like me. I mean, I've never had anything like anyone be annoyed or like make fun of me or anything about it. It just, I mean, it is a little weird at first, and it took some adjusting, but I mean, I'm pretty good at taking selfies now. So.
Do you ever want to be a business builder coach?
Oh man. Well, I don't know if you guys know, but I mean, I've been heavily involved with building out a lot of this team's infrastructure from the beginning. Keish and I, when we first in August, we literally watched how to grow on Instagram videos from Shilling Johnson. We've watched probably like 100 hours of other people's videos to find out about how this all works. For me, that made me feel better about the company when I do my research and I know what's going on. So I've been involved in the beginning. I don't think I'll ever be a business builder coach per se, but I'll always be involved, even through this whole process.
So obviously, to start the team, because I'm thinking there's probably new coaches on here that have significant others that are thinking right now, I don't want to watch 100 hours of videos. Do you think that because we did that to build the foundation of the team, do you think that's that important?
No, we built the foundation. Trust. We did all the work. We have everything in place. It's literally. No, you don't need to. For me, that's what made me feel better. Is if I just watch other people's videos and how they built their business, that made me feel comfortable. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
Their level of comfort in pursuing this business. So whatever you want to know more about, or whatever you want to know about this business at whatever level, do that. That makes you comfortable, and go with it.
Yeah. I see one from Tanya. What advice would you give to a significant other who isn't going to Summit, but you are?
Go to Summit. I promise. It'll change your whole. I enjoyed it. It was. I mean, we didn't know what it was at first, but it was
we were in Vegas.
Yeah, we were in Vegas, and we got to see a lot of cool speakers and a lot of inspirational stuff going on. It was amazing. I think it will definitely give you a good sense of what your significant other is doing, and it'll make you excited for her if you go. The more you know about the business, and the more you're around it and see all the positive vibes that everyone in the business has, you'll have such a better experience with it.
Okay, so say financially, or they have a trip or business, they can't go, they literally it's not physically possible. Then what? How should they?
Try your best to go, but if you can't, I'm pretty sure Beachbody uploads all the conference talks.
Yeah.
They did last year, so I would watch them. It's they uploaded every session, and then they also do a live streaming session when they have the opening ceremonies. So that would be my advice. And also, you can always reach out to us and ask for tips or anything about what went on at Summit.
Okay. Do you ever get nervous about Keisha leaping in and making this a full-time career? Especially since, for those of you guys that don't know, that he's not working in school, so this business completely supports us both financially in New York.
Yeah, which is really expensive. So, at first, I always thought Keisha would work in corporate, work her way up the ladder, and have be a manager one day, and do the whole shebang, and be. I mean, she's great at it. And when she first started doing Beachbody, she was working 50 hours a week in Seattle, and doing Beachbody on the side. So at that point, I wasn't too nervous about it. But when we went to Summit, and I believed in it, and going there, it really made me realize that this company's not going anywhere. So that eased my worrisome of jumping into this as a full-time career and kind of putting corporate on the back burner and going and pursuing this. So at first, yeah, of course I was nervous, but as you see your progress within your team build, essentially it's a stable business, and it grows slower, but it's stable. So as soon as that kept growing, and now we're fine. I mean, it's good. I'm not nervous about it anymore. I totally believe in the company. So.
Eventually, let's see. The biggest thing I get from a significant other is eventually everyone will be a coach, and then you will all have no one left to sign up. It's a pyramid scheme. Ooh, that's a good one. What do you think of that?
Well, there's only 300,000 coaches, and there's
billions
of people, and they're expanding. So I'm not too worried about them running out of people to sign up. They actually showed a growth curve of their Beachbody income, total like revenue, and it's just through the roof right now. And I'm excited to see what they'll show us at Summit again, because that just shows that they're doing everything right, and they wouldn't be they're investing more and more money into their company every day, doing advertising, doing new videos, new programs. So that just shows you their belief in the company to grow. There's always people out there. I mean, there's thousands, like millions and millions and millions and millions of people. So you'll be fine.
I think also that comes from like a scarcity mentality. Like, oh, I've talked to all, like for new coaches that come to me, like, oh, I've talked to everyone, or no one's going to want to sign up with me. I think that comes back to a personal development thing too, of just getting over that scarcity mentality. Like, there's literally billions of people. Like, you're not going to run out of people to talk to, you know?
One more thing, just to know, when she first started, I was like, oh, well, she'll probably get like her 15 closest friends to sign up. That'll probably, like, she has one of her closest friends signed up. Everyone else is from like second level, third level distances away, and as far as friends go. So,
well, right initially, you mean, like, obviously,
yeah.
Like Jackie was the first person to sign up like instantly, but I think that
I thought a lot more of her close friends would be coaches, but it's actually she's getting a lot of random people, and that goes back to using my network as well. You'll notice that you'll get a lot of interest from people you wouldn't think would be interested.
Hold on. What was the question? Well, we'll do more questions at the end too. Cool. Okay. Have you ever been embarrassed about the business?
Embarrassed about the business? No. Getting used to, like we said before, getting used to being on Facebook and having your life out there more was definitely harder for me, just because I've never been like that. But I'm never embarrassed about the business or what she does, or if someone asks me about what she does, I'm proud to tell people what she does. So.
Have you ever, this is a good one, this is a really common question. Have you ever been annoyed about the business or the amount of time she spends building the business?
Have I ever been annoyed? No. At first, it was definitely a transition to, when you first are building a business, it takes a lot of upfront work. You're starting to post on Facebook. You're starting to reach out to people and have conversations with them. It's a lot more Facebook time than someone's probably used to. So it was a little weird that she would be on her phone when she first started it, she'd be on her phone a lot. But we learned to set, date nights, or we would literally set times where we would leave the house without our phones to either go on a walk, go get dinner. We don't even bring our phones in the car. And having those boundaries and those times, you really learn to, you appreciate the time together, but you also know if you want to build this business, it's going to take working on your business. I mean, there's no other way to do it. So if you have a goal, whatever your goal is, you have to put in the same equivalent amount of effort to get there. So Keisha's goal was to leave, her full-time corporate job. So that takes a lot of work. You have to, build a lot of relationships. You have to be consistent. You have to do all the vital behaviors to grow your business.
Carl Dickler would be proud of that buzzword.
Hopefully he watches this. So annoyed's not the right word. You just have to realize that that's what it takes. It's like any other job. It's like if she was sitting in an office working. I mean, there's no different. But she builds it through Facebook, so she has to be on her phone.
All right. Let's see. Don't worry, we will get to those questions at the end. What do your friends think when you tell them what your girlfriend does, and what do you actually say she does? Say I do.
That's a good one. It depends on the person. If I'm meeting some random person that I'm probably never going to talk to again, I'll tell them that Keisha's an online health and fitness coach that helps other people achieve their weight loss goals or their fitness goals. But if they're a close friend, I explain to them what she does, and I explain about the coaching side and the challenge groups, and I've had all positive feedback. People think it's awesome. I'll get random friends at school come up to me and say, your girlfriend really loves what she does, and it's amazing. One person actually told me that she makes them want to drop out of school and start a Beachbody.
Send her my way.
Yeah.
Send her my way.
I've had all positive feedback from people, and I just explain to them, and people enjoy it. They actually really like it.
What were/are your doubts, and how could you be so confident that she wasn't wasting her time with this? And don't say something. Is that what you're gonna say? Don't say something, because what are your doubts, or what were your doubts?
Well, my doubts were like anything that she wouldn't be able to have. She wouldn't be able to find enough coaches, or she wouldn't be able to find enough challengers this month. But that hasn't been a problem so far. It just at first there was more doubts, but seeing her be consistent has really diminished those doubts. To be honest, just staying with it and always doing what you have to do for the day and making sure you set a goal, and you'll be on your way.
How were you so confident that I wasn't wasting my time, like at the beginning? Is it because you didn't think I was going to do it full time? Or
yeah, at first I didn't think it was going to be a full time thing. So, and you were covering your costs, so it was, there's no harm, no loss. And then I just saw how the business grew and the pattern. I'm all about like numbers and pattern, and we just saw how the income grew and her coaches were growing. So I was, and you see that every month. There's nothing, you have to be confident in it, because it's just facts showing you that if you keep doing the posts and you keep reaching out to people and building relationships, it all works out.
How were you? Let's see, Jackie just said that I wouldn't lose interest. Like, how are you confident that I wouldn't lose interest in it?
Because I saw how excited you were. You got just as excited for your 100th challenger to lose weight as your first challenger. Like, you've been so excited every day when someone loses 5 pounds, and you like freak out. You're more excited than they are. So it's like, I knew you wouldn't lose interest. So
this is true. I cry a lot. Ugly cry. All right. How do you deal with? You've kind of talked about this, but just to kind of nail it, how did you deal with having your life put on blast? Did you ever get uncomfortable constantly being posted about, or having posts with you in them?
No, I mean, I'm used to it now. And
at first, though, when I was first starting, and I'm like, take a selfie, and you're like,
I was like, another selfie? I mean, how many selfies do I need to do? No, I just got, I got used to it, and I know that that's what it takes. When people see you post with your significant other, it gives you more credibility, and it helps you build relationships. It makes them feel like they know you, and they're watching your journey, and that helps them trust you, and then they reach out to Gage. So it's all positive things, using my network, and just putting up a picture of us helps someone that might be skeptical, like, be like, oh wow, they have so much fun, and this and that, so they'll reach out.
Totally. Good point. What do you really think about Shakeology, and how do you like it? I think, like, how do you like it made?
Yeah,
how do you like it?
Well, I actually love Shakeology, and my favorite is with vegan chocolate, 1 cup of almond milk, a whole banana, and 8 ice cubes, as Keisha says. So that's my favorite. Not the regular chocolate, the vegan chocolate.
But we're not vegan. Okay. What has been the moment you're the most proud of?
Most proud of, I would say, when you left your job at Google. I would say that was one of the biggest accomplishments of your life, of our life together. Also, along the way, you have lots of little moments every day. I mean, just like I said before, when Keisha sees one of her challengers lose weight, or hit a goal that they wanted, or one of her coaches hit a rank that they were really wanting to get to, she gets just as excited. I mean, you can tell by the way she types, that's what she does in real life. So.
Okay, so these are your tips for for coaches, for the coaches with significant others.
So yeah, I made this slide and the next slide, a few tips that I think would be good. So this is for the coaches. Date nights, definitely setting time to spend with your significant other and planning a date night. And that sometimes means you look at your week and see, what nights you're free, what nights you're busy, and make sure that you set those times to have the date night. So clue your significant other in on your big goals and vision. This is big. When Keisha approached me with her goals and her visions, it made me feel more confident about what she was doing. When she shared that with me and wanted me to be a part of it, that made me feel more comfortable and want to help her with that and help her along the journey that way. And with the next point too, she explained to me why she loves this. She truly loves the challengers and the challenge groups and working with coaches and helping them build. So seeing her do that and her letting me know why she loves it helps me appreciate, her doing it and me being more comfortable with the fact that she has to be on her phone or she has to be on Facebook. And then, like we said before, the no phone time, just leave your phone at home, go out, go on a walk, go to dinner, do something. You'll notice how big of a difference it is if you actually physically leave your phone at home.
We're so good at that, I feel like. That's something that I talk to new coaches about all the time. And I'm like, from the beginning, you're going to have to work, but you've got to find that separate sphere. And I think that at first, if we hadn't figured that out, I think it would have been much more difficult because but think about the first time that I was like, I'm leaving my phone, and you're like, heck yeah, I remember your reaction to that.
It's a game changer, I promise. So I think I touched on this before. Map out the game plan for the week. Just figuring out what nights you're busy, what nights you can do date night, what nights you want to work on the business. So we actually set business meetings. Like Keisha will actually send me a Google Calendar invite to my phone directly onto my calendar that we're having a business meeting. So, setting those times to actually talk about it, and I know everything going on with the business. I mean, I know every coach where they're at, who's pushing for Diamond, who's pushing for Star Diamond. I know everything. So we talk about those things, and we talk about what needs to get done for the next week. So having those set times where we do talk about just the business and we separate it out, it's more beneficial than you would think. It's helped us grow this so much faster. And then, this is a good one. Truly valuing their opinion. So when Keisha asked me, especially in the beginning, about what to do with her Instagram or with the Coach Basics or with anything, she actually listens to me, and not everything she loves, but we bounce ideas off each other and we come up with the best solution, and that makes me feel included, which makes me feel more confident in what she's doing and makes me feel a part of it and on board. So,
and really I think, helps. And so these are more tips for coaches that are building this to be something pretty significant.
Yes,
to be a full-time, either a full-time job eventually, or to be replacing an income or whatever. I think that some of these, if you were to look at this list and you were like, okay, what about someone who's doing this just as a hobby and wants some extra income? What would you say from that would be important for them to keep their significant other looped in with, even if they weren't because obviously business meetings we do that,
yeah.
and Jackie and Andy probably do that, but we, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you're definitely, this is more for a full-time Beachbody coach. If you're doing this as a part-time kind of side business, I still think it's important to let your spouse know more about
your spouse know?
Your significant other.
No ring. Sorry, go.
To let them know about what's going on. You totally lost me.
I'm sorry. You're saying to let them know what's going on.
Even if you're a part-time coach, it's good to let them know about what's going on. It helps them, having them looped in is amazing. So we're going to move on.
Okay. So tips for significant others. Okay. Tips for significant others.
Okay. This is for the spouses that are not the Beachbody coach. Like I said, get involved with what interests you. For me, I needed to see other people's journey. So I looked up a ton of coaches and all the big coaches and saw what they had to say. That made me feel more comfortable about the business. But whatever level of interest you want to take and that makes you feel comfortable, do that, and you'll notice a big change in how you feel about it. Understanding the upfront work. So, like I said before, when you first start this, it takes a lot of business building at first, and it's something you're not used to yet, but it's something you need to stick to. It's simple. Do it every day. It's something simple to do, and then something simple not to do. So just know that up front, it takes a lot of work, but eventually you'll find your groove and you'll find your own schedule and pace, and you'll be used to it. It's like set goals. If you set a goal with your partner, and this kind of ties into the next one, there's going to be ups and downs throughout the business. Keisha still has ups and downs. There's plenty of things that go wrong, or don't go your way, or someone doesn't buy a challenge pack, or someone quits. There's plenty of things that go wrong. But if you set the goal with your partner, significant other, you can help keep her on track. Like if she's having a bad day, you can remind her of what the bigger picture is, what you can do to fix it, and it just helps pump them up on a day they might not be feeling the best. Get comfortable with sharing your life. Learning how to take a selfie is really good. Maybe a selfie stick if you really want to get aggressive. And then letting Keisha creep through my friends list, which she does that often actually. But I can't even tell you how many coaches and challengers have reached out to her and said, "Hey, I'm friends with Seena. I don't know you, but I feel like I know you," through how she posts, and because it's on my timeline. Facebook is weird. If she tags me in it, it reaches my whole friends list too, just as much as it reached hers. So when you see people come in from my network, I mean, that just solidifies that that's network marketing. That's how it works. So let's see.
Oh yeah, these were. I like this picture a lot. This is Seena and I doing yoga, and he was just taking a nap. But so these are things that he does that I think are some things that people can do regardless of the level of what you're going to build this business, whether it's going to be a full-time thing or it's just something that you're doing part-time. Some of these will be good takeaways that significant others can help with. So what I love is he builds relationships with my leaders on my team. Like he has good relationships with a lot of my diamond coaches, like know Seena, because he makes an effort to get to know them. He responds on social media when people tag him. Like we talked about before, I actually wasn't really huge on social media. Like I was tagged in pictures in college, and I was probably like just drinking or something. Like I didn't use Facebook the way that I use Facebook now that I'm coaching. For the last 15 months, it's been completely different. And neither did Seena, right? But when people tag him, like a lot of times people will like tag him in a comment or something. He's aware of it, and he makes time at the end of the day. Like even though he's crazy, he responds to people's tagging him, which I think is really cool. He welcomes every new coach into the team page, which for me is really important, and why I always say that to you guys at the beginning of each team call. I'm like, thank you guys so much for making everyone feel welcome. Because like he said, to me, like one new coach that's starting right now, like I get so freaking excited for that coach, and I love like thinking about what this could be for them in the future, and making them feel welcome right from the get-go gives them like such a good impression of our team and how welcoming we are and how we're such a family. And that really just solidifies like why people love being part of our team, why our team grew so fast because of the camaraderie. So he does that. He comments on rank advancements, which I love. It's just like, it's a big thing, like advancing your business. And he makes sure that he does that. And on the Success Club shout outs that we do on Fridays, sometimes like yesterday, he sent me something that Russell Wilson posted on Instagram that he was like, you might like this for your Instagram. He lets my Facebook post go onto his timeline. He doesn't mind taking a selfie, whatever, right? He is fine with me being open about our life. And to some degree, like some significant others are going to be more or less comfortable with that. Like, sharing what he's really comfortable with me putting us out there now, but it wasn't like that from the get-go. Like it was an adjustment over time. Like remember that we've been doing this for 15 months now. So like if you're a brand new coach and you've been a coach for 1 or 2 months and you're on this call right now and you're with your significant other or you're going to share this recording with them, like remember that that's a gradual process. Just like building this business is a gradual process where it just takes consistency over time. It just takes experience to get more comfortable And so I think that's really something that you should keep in mind, that it wasn't like he was like this right away, right? Like this came from him doing his own research, me keeping him super, super looped in. But I think that's just really important to remember, that you get more comfortable with experience. You guys, if you guys follow me on social media at all, you know I just don't cook. Like I don't. If I do, I burn down the house and things just get weird. So Seena cooks and he takes the Instagram pictures, which I feel like counts for something towards building the business. Yes, thank you, Margie. I do make scrambles. And yeah, he asked about my team. So because I made such an effort to keep him looped in and keep him plugged in to what's going on, I'm like, this person's gonna go diamond, or I'm like, Keely Maker going 1-star tomorrow, and he's like, awesome, like that's so cool. Like he shares that enthusiasm with me because I've told him it's important to me. Like it's important for me to see my leaders duplicating like what I'm doing. So because I've invested time in making sure that he understands, it's like he gets excited too, and I think that's really important. He genuinely cares about the team's success, like not just for the sake of the team, but like, or not just for the sake of us, but for the sake of the team. Like he gets really excited about things. He's like, how many coaches do we have now? Like this is awesome, and like he gets pumped up about it. I've got him into the personal development train with me a little bit, and I'll like share podcasts with him. And I mean, what the week before I quit Google, I was feeling like a lot of like anxiousness, and I was kind of freaking out a little bit. And we listened to The Power of Vulnerability by Brene Brown on repeat for like 6 days.
Yeah.
Literally on repeat. So it was like in the background while we were making dinner and stuff. Well, while he was making dinner. So I think those are some little tidbits of things that significant others can do. Obviously, depending upon the rate at which you're building your business, what your goals are together, and where you see yourself going with this, these are just, you can kind of pick and choose from some of these things.
Just to reiterate, this was a gradual process. It didn't happen overnight. You build and you learn, and we've had plenty of bumps in the road on the way. So don't feel like discouraged that your significant other has to be at this point now. Everyone's different, and they'll grow at different rates depending on your goals. A year ago I was definitely not like this. So,
no, you didn't even think I was going to do it.
Yeah. So like, don't feel like discouraged at all, or like that they should be at this level, or they should be this supportive right away.
Totally.
Here's a few tips that we talked about, just to summarize everything. And I know we have some questions that we'll get to. So again, this business is simple. It's not always easy, but there's simple things that you can do every day. I promise you, just do them, and I've seen it grow firsthand, like crazy. I mean, it works every time. You may feel weird, but if you think big, you'll grow big. If you set big goals, you'll just set a big goal, set something scary, and see what happens. I mean, you have all the tools. You have, Kate will help you with any part of your journey on the way. Keep it simple. Do the simple things every day. And for the significant others, if you get more involved, you'll enjoy the journey on the way as well. You'll enjoy the ups, the milestones that you hit. So it looks like we had some questions come throughout. Do we have time to?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and fire away.
Someone just posted one. Maybe like a like a condo in Seattle. Do you ever feel guilty about not being a full-time business builder or obligated to do so? And what keeps you focused on your current career path? That's a good one.
Yeah. So I don't feel guilty because I do like to be involved. I enjoy knowing about everything about the business. Like I said, I know everything on the back end. I know who's at what level. Our goals that we're pushing for. We just set a big goal to get a condo next year. So like I'm heavily involved. I may not be active, on Facebook, like doing challenge groups or bringing in coaches myself, but I'm pretty active behind the scenes. And as far as my current career path, I really enjoy teeth, so I guess I'm gonna stick to being a dentist. No, I thoroughly enjoy my schooling and the dentistry career path, so I can do both.
Any other questions that we missed at the beginning that we can answer?
There's a lot that came through while we were talking.
What would you say? what would you say to a significant other who does not support the business and wants no part in it? Can it still be done? Not even true.
I mean, yeah, the top coach in Beachbody's husband said not to buy Shakeology for a year. How long?
Yeah, I don't know. He wasn't supportive at all.
Now she's the number one coach. So.
And she retired him. So who's
Yeah.
laughing now? But what do you think? Like,
everyone's different, and maybe I don't know the relationship or what, if he's how involved he is, but maybe expressing because I got involved because I saw how happy it made Keish, and that she really enjoyed doing it. So that made me want to learn more about it. But everyone's different. Maybe expressing what you like about it and what it's. If you don't know about it, it sounds like a kind of a sketchy thing or like
totally.
If you don't know about it, it could be a weird thing. But the more you know, the more you realize it's a legitimate opportunity and it can be very fruitful.
Yeah. How do you feel that she is supporting you? Like me supporting him? Who was that? Riley? Like me? How am I supporting him? Is that? We'll go back to that one. I'll wait for clarification. I'm a chiropractor, and that will be my primary focus. However, Beachbody does improve sleep. Love it. Cool. Awesome. Love that, Julie. Did you guys have some hard talks, hard, serious talks?
Definitely. Yeah. Along the way, we had some pivotal points within this business, whether it was Keish was doubting herself or I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, we had to have some serious talks about, Keish wanted me to understand more, and I learned more about it, and that's what made me really enjoy it actually. Because I knew about it at first, but I didn't know much. And then I saw how much she loved it and how happy it made her. So she asked me to learn more about it, and I did, and I enjoy the business building side. It's fun to come up with strategies and goals, and I think it's fun to do.
How much phone time do you put aside? I feel like that kind of depends on what your goals are in the business. Like, for us, I mean,
yeah, we have. I mean, I guess we've had pretty aggressive goals, so we have to work a lot at what we're doing. But
yeah.
I mean, at least we try at least once a day to go on a walk or do something without phones or at this point now.
I think that also there's a difference between working and kind of half-ass working. Meaning if I'm in the zone and I'm doing a power hour. So keep in mind when I started building this business, I was working 55 hours a week, and my team was in China. It was crazy. And obviously when I was at Google, it was still really an aggressive schedule. But it's I had to block out time where it's we weren't communicating. The TV wasn't on in the background. I was in the zone working, we weren't speaking to each other. And it was this is my power hour, and then we'll go do something. It wasn't I'm texting my best friend on the side, and my phone and the TV's on, and we're kind of talking while we're making dinner. That's not working to me. That was kind of half-assing it. And I didn't have the luxury of time then where I had a ton of time to give to this business because I was working so much. And so I would dedicate certain chunks of time. And we were really good at compartmentalizing, this is when I'm going to work on Beachbody, and this is when I'm not going to work on Beachbody, and didn't let that overlap as much. And so I'm always telling new coaches, build your business, set time to build your business. You're not going to build a business if you don't set time to do it, but you've got to take your phone and put it away and go spend time being present, because quality time is so much more important than to us at least than the quantity of time. Yeah, we can be hanging out, watching TV. That's not quality time to me, at least. It wasn't. It was because then if he sees me working on my computer while we're watching a show, that's not really me getting that much stuff done. It's just kind of half doing it, if that makes sense. Hopefully that helps. Oh yeah, that's a good one actually. The fact that I'm bringing in all the money. Are you okay with the fact that I'm financially making more than?
I mean, that I got weird about it at first. I mean, it was definitely a transition, but it's more of we have long-term goals for our future family and stuff. So me not working during dental schools probably the best choice, so
Yeah.
I can graduate. We have lots of long-term goals. So at first it was weird because I worked, my whole life pretty much, and so me not working, it was a transition for that personally, but then also with Keisha, supporting us, and it's pretty expensive to live in New York. So at first, of course, we had like a little bit of trouble with it, but we just focus on like our long-term goals, and we're okay with it.
Yeah.
At least I am.
Yeah, I'm out of the two. Do you ever refer to Keisha as sugar mom?
All the time.
Oh gosh. Awesome. Exactly. Good point, Casey. All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions, I think I'm gonna end the session here. Thank you guys so much for
listening in. Hope
I hope this
learned something
helps.
from it. Guys, if you ever want to just shoot me a message on Facebook if you have any other questions. I don't mind.
Yay. All right. Bye, you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Bye.